Welcome to the Education in Isolation podcast with me, Angela Connell, where we will explore the challenges of businesses moving from a face-to-face training mode to an online training environment. Many businesses have been caught off guard by the COVID-19 pandemic, but the situation is proving to be a catalyst for new possibilities and opportunities for the training industry. Let me and my guests help you make the most of these opportunities and to navigate the transition so that you and your organisation come out stronger and more resilient than when you went in. Education is the answer and you are the leader. About a month ago, the world has changed. There's been a massive change to not only our industry sector and the training industry, there has been a massive change to how we work and how we learn. Hi, my name is Angela Connell. I'm from Vivacity Consulting. We help training organisations get compliant and stay compliant. And now our focus is to help traditional face-to-face training organisations get their training online and get it online now. It was when COVID-19 came about and I heard that we were going into isolation, that I decided that we really needed to help not only our clients, but also the whole industry sector. Because I knew that the majority of the training organisations who service as a national accredited training organisation, they are not delivering online. Predominantly, they are delivering face-to-face training. It was here that I identified that with going into isolation, it was going to be 6 to 12 months where all of our training organisations were going to have to deliver in a different way. They needed to get online. So this is what inspired me to produce the Education in Isolation course, live webinars, and now podcast. This podcast is going to help training organisations learn the tools, techniques, and technology they need to get themselves online. What you will learn is how to do it. We will be interviewing a range of people from expert backgrounds who have skills and knowledge in the techniques, in the technology. They will be teaching you from their experience what you need to do to get your training online. What we hope to achieve out of this podcast is to get as many training organisations as possible online, because there's so many opportunities into the future with online training. It's something I've been very passionate about for many years now, where I truly believe that there must be a combination of face-to-face and online training. Now we're forced to do this. We're forced to go online, and we now need the strategies and practices and systems in order to ensure that we're delivering engaging training that's going to meet industry needs. It's also going to meet the learner cohort needs. What you need to do to learn to get online is learning the techniques of how to deliver training online compared to face-to-face and in a classroom. What can happen when you have students at home is they tend to get distracted by other things that happen on your computer or on their computer. So we need to come up with ways of how we're going to deliver that training to keep them engaged. A couple of weeks ago, I attended my very first all-day online webinar where I did training online with a range of different techniques that we were learning. We went from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and we learned a whole heap of different things that we would have done traditionally face-to-face. So what I saw in that is that there are so many opportunities where we can now deliver training online and we can keep our students engaged for a whole day. But there are different ways that we need to deliver training in order to meet those needs. We now need to come up with apps and technology that is going to enable our students to keep engaged. We need breakout rooms. We need groups where they can discuss things offline or online, but separate from the classroom, where they're still able to get in contact with their trainer and get feedback like they did when they were in the classroom. So it's really important that through this podcast that we're providing you with all of those tools and techniques on how to do it. Unfortunately, with a podcast, it's only audio. So you're going to learn a lot through audio, but you will also learn a lot more if you have a look at our video blogs that we have as well, and also through our online education in isolation course that we've specifically developed to help training organizations get online. We'd love for the training industry to learn so much more about what they can do to get themselves online. There are so many things that are coming up ahead where the government will be providing funding for training organisations to get online. In South Australia alone, they're encouraging registered training organisations to get online, and they're funding up to $30,000 for each training organisation to do that. This is an excellent initiative, and if you're in South Australia, I'd be getting onto that straight away and getting your online platform developed and get it up and going. There are also other opportunities from different states where funding will be available for training organisations. But on a national level, there will also be government funding available for registered training organisations. Currently, they've released a notice with regards to diplomas that can be made available, and RTOs can apply for this government funding. We'll be talking about those opportunities with government funding, with opportunities for marketing your organisation, and what channels you should go through to spread the word that you are now online. If you wish to subscribe to our podcast, you can go to vivacity.com.au/podcast. You can also go to our educationinisolation.com website, and you can learn a lot more about what this podcast will all be about. Thank you for listening today, and I look forward to this and more moving into the future. You've been listening to the Education in Isolation podcast with me, Angela Connell. Do you know someone else who could benefit from learning about opportunities and strategies to provide training online? Please take a moment to share this and other episodes via your podcast app, email, or social media channels. Each share helps us reach listeners just like you who can benefit from our content. The Education in Isolation podcast is proud to be part of the Experts on Air podcast network.